Back, everybody. My name is Barry Johnson. This is another edition of Studio Talk. My mama always said, Barry, just because you can does not mean you should. So let's get to it. Okay, so today I'm going to be doing a review of Audioscape's V3A, which is a clone of an old UREI LA3A. Universal Audio discontinued that model some time ago, not sure why, but Audioscape decided to pick up and do a clone of the original UREI, and so that's what we're going to talk about today. Audioscape did not ask me to do this review. I purchased this unit with my own money, and I received it about a week ago. I've been putting it through its paces, and I've enjoyed doing so a lot. So, one thing that you need to know about purchasing Audioscape gear is that ultimately, if you want to purchase anything, there's hardly ever anything in stock. Their gear is in such high demand that they only release product that's finished and completed on Wednesdays and Saturdays. And if you want to be able to purchase any of their products, you need to join their Facebook group where they will announce what products that they're going to have for sale each Wednesday and each Saturday. Now, this stuff goes quick. So if you're interested in buying any of their products, I suggest you wait and you be there on time, which is 8 p.m., and be ready to go straight to it. Otherwise, you're not going to likely probably get any gear because it sells out quickly, and I wonder why. That's because this stuff is great stuff. Okay, so let me go over some of the controls on the unit. Let's start with the bypass button. Pushing it in engages the compressor. Pushing it out bypasses it. The high frequency control all the way counterclockwise means you're getting full frequency compression, flat. As you turn the high frequency knob clockwise, more and more high end gets compressed. The metering button, pushing the button in gives you your output level. Pushing the button out gives you gain reduction. Okay, so the gain and compression knob works as you would expect. Turning it clockwise, if you've got the output level selected, you're going to get more output level. If you've got the gain reduction button out, you're going to get more compression. Stereo linking is achieved if your chassis allows it. Usually there's a jumper inside near the edge connectors where you can link slots 1 and 2 or 3 and 4, etc. What does the stereo knob do? The stereo adjust knob will have an effect whether the stereo button is pressed or not. Its technical purpose is to match the gain reduction between two units via the meter. But it also has an Easter egg effect, allowing you extreme compression the more it's turned clockwise and the less turned counterclockwise below center detent. It's usually best left at 12 o'clock, center detented, but we suggest you experiment with it. A trick is to turn the stereo adjust knob as you turn the compressor to get some insane compression happening. Then simply turn the stereo adjust knob counterclockwise from where it is to ease off the amount of compression. It's easier to play with it than describe it, but if you don't want to think about it, just leave it at high noon and leave it alone. Okay, so next up, I've got some audio files for you to check out that are run through the compressor. The compressor setting is the same on all of these tracks. Now, I know that's not what you'd normally do, but stand by. I've got another example coming up after this video where you actually see me turn knobs and adjust things on the compressor to see how it works. Now, the tracks that we have here, we got some vocals, we've got some drums, bass, acoustic guitar, electric guitar, so a pretty wide range of applications here. So let's get into the audio files, and we'll come back and talk about them after we finish that.
I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face. I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face. You can't expect me, baby, to know what's going on, to keep holding on to you. So baby, baby, won't you tell me, you can't expect me, baby, to know what's going on, to keep holding on to you. So baby, baby, won't you tell me,
Now, hopefully you've listened to this with a good set of headphones, or you're in your studio listening through your studio monitors. As with any video like this or any review like this, it's important that your listening environment is one where you can truly judge what's really going on. So that said, here's what I hear across the board. First, let me say this. This is a universal compressor to an extent. I think it does a great job on most sources, but it's not ideal for all sources. So kind of keep that in mind. You can judge that for yourself. Here's what I hear in this. Okay, I hear a mid-frequency bump in a nice, pleasing way. I think it really gave a really total upfront presence that wasn't there with the compressor unengaged, okay? And so I also think it made everything sound much, much, much bigger in a way that it's kind of unique, I think, to this compressor. All compressors have that effect to a degree, but this causes the track, in my opinion, just to kind of jump out. Now, another thing that I noticed with this particular compressor is it gives kind of a rounded sound, I would call it, kind of a smooths out the high-end frequencies. For some tracks, it may be a little bit harsh or whatever on the high end. It kind of rounds that out in a way like tape compression does, but it's a different thing altogether. But it really smooths that out, and I really, really, really like that. Okay, so now we've gotten those out of the way. Up next, what I'm going to do is you're going to see a video with me with the same sources, this time a little bit longer, so the compressor is always going to be engaged on this next one. And you're going to see me turn various knobs to see what they can do. Now, notice in here when I start turning the high frequency knob and the impact that has. That's not something you're going to want to use on every track, but there are certain situations where it's great. I particularly liked it being turned up on the bass. I think it took a little of the high end out of the bass, especially if you want that bass to be more feeling, carrying out those lower frequencies, but not necessarily hearing it that much in your mix. So that's going to be stylistic depending on whatever type of track that you're working on. So let's get on to these and let's see what you think about that.
Dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face. I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face. I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face. I hope you're dancing in the sunshine, and that smile don't leave your face.
Okay, so the obvious question is, does this unit sound like a real LA3A? I don't know. I've never really used one. And to be honest with you, I don't really care, and neither should you. I think people get way too caught up in this nonsense as does this clone sound exactly like the original? I don't think that matters. When the original one came out, it wasn't compared to something else. So I think it's in the vein for sure from everything that Audioscape has said, but I don't have any personal experience with one. If you do, maybe you can give me some input when you buy one and you try it out. But that being said, all that matters to me is, does this compressor sound great? Okay. How does it sound on the sources? And the obvious question then comes up, is it worth the price that you're getting? Are you getting enough value out of it or enough improvement in your sound of your mixes by spending the money on this versus using a plugin? To me, the answer is very, very, very easy on this one. Absolutely it does, in my opinion. I think this thing sounds freaking incredible. I absolutely love it, to a point I plan on buying another one so I can check it out in stereo mode as well. I really dig what this company's doing. Every other video I've seen or any other online forums that talk about their products, they are highly, highly, highly praised. Actually, I found it almost impossible to find a negative review about any of their products, which explains why they're in such high demand and they can't keep any on the shelf. So you've got to go in either on Wednesday or Saturday, and hopefully, if you're lucky, you'll be able to buy one of the products that they've made that week. This company's based not too far from me, about an hour and a half drive from where I live in Central Florida. They're out of the Daytona Beach area. And so I look forward to buying more of their gear. One of the next things up I want to get from them is I'd like to buy a pair of their Pultic EQs to use on my master bus. So I kind of look forward to being able to do that once they get back in stock, or not in stock, but once they're out on the Wednesday or the Saturday release. So, so obviously you can tell I like this compressor, right? I don't just like it. I freaking love it. I think it's going to become a go-to compressor for me for a lot of situations. Again, it's not necessarily the right compressor for everything, but it certainly is for a lot of things. So if you like the content I talk about here on this channel, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. Helps me grow this channel, make a little bit of money, porquito baby, a little bit of money on this thing so I can buy more gear, so I can buy more Audioscape gear. Because any money that I do make on this video, doing these videos, goes right back into that. Now keep in mind, I'm only like 4 months into this whole YouTube channel. So I appreciate the success that you guys have given me so far, and I hope I'm going to continue to bring value to you. Okay, so next up, I've got a video coming out probably next week. Adams Audio sent me a set of monitors that they asked me to review. I'll be reviewing those, okay, telling you what my thoughts on those, and I'll be shipping those back to Adams Audio for them to go to somebody else to review. So I look forward to doing that. If you didn't know it, you can look back over there. See over there? Now, those are my Adams monitors, but those are pricey little boogers, but I love them to death. My favorite monitors I've ever used, okay? So I look forward to listening to these new Adams Audio monitors. They're your budget entry-level monitor, I believe. And so it'll be interesting to see how they've gone into that particular price point, okay? So again, thank you very much, and I hope every single one of you have a freaking great day.